Hey there, my name is Angela, and today is all about comparing the iPhone 16 Pro to the Canon R5c. I will be focusing on photos today, but if you want a video comparison, lucky you, I made that video last week and you can find it in one of these corners. Something you should know, the Canon R5c is essentially a Canon R5 minus the IBIS when it's in photo mode. So it's a full frame, mirrorless camera, and it's kind of a beast. I'm not gonna go into specs because specs are boring, and you didn't come here for some specs. You came here for some sample photos, some side-by-side comparison, and that's what I'm gonna give you. However, before I do, I would like to tell you that in the description is a link where you can download all of these photos to see for yourself. So you can see the RAWs, you can see the edited JPEGs in their full glory of resolution, because I know there will be at least one comment saying,
"You can't tell the difference in this scenario because of the resolution and the screen size and da 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 da."
Well, if you want to go and deeply look at a side-by-side for yourself, the link is down below. Before I jump in, let me show you what lenses I use for these photos. When the iPhone is at 0.5 zoom, I'll be using the RF 16mm lens. When it is at 1x zoom, I'll be using the RF 24-105 set at 24. When the iPhone is at 2x zoom, I will be using the RF 50mm lens. I currently don't have a super long telephoto lens, so I'll be bringing back the RF 24-105 set at 105 when the iPhone is at 5x zoom. And lastly, when the iPhone is in macro mode, I'll be using the RF 35mm. Those are the lenses. Let's jump into the first category of photo, which is landscape. Alright, so now we are at the part of the video that most of you probably skipped to, let's be real honest, and this is how it's going to go down. For every side-by-side comparison, I'm going to show you the unedited version of the photos, the edited version of the photos, and a really zoomed in version of the photos. And in case you are currently watching this on a tiny screen on your outdated iPhone that you are considering turning in for an iPhone 16 Pro, I'm also going to give you each photo at full screen like this, kind of panning from top to bottom. And if you haven't already noticed, every picture has its information next to it on the screen, so you can tell which one was taken from the Canon R5c and which one was taken from the iPhone 16 Pro. So yeah, there's not really much left for me to say other than the iPhone 16 Pro really performed well for the most part. Obviously, when you zoom in like crazy, the Canon R5c kind of kicked its butt, but I think that if I was just posting stuff on social media and not doing any kind of crazy prints or having to crop in at all, then it would actually be fine. Also, if I haven't mentioned it at this point yet, I also shot everything on RAW Max for the iPhone 16 Pro, and I shot everything RAW for the Canon R5c as well, because, you know, I'm not a loser who shoots JPEG to anyone who's listening who might shoot JPEG. Sorry. If you haven't noticed already, I'm kind of just freestyling and rambling for this video and having fun with it, because honestly, I don't really like making these kind of videos, but I feel like I have to justify the fact that I bought an iPhone 16 Pro by making some videos and taking advantage of the fact that it's currently trending. So if you are not down for the rambles, go ahead and mute me. I won't be completely offended, but if you are down for them, let me know in the comments, because hey, who knows, maybe I have a podcast in my future. JK, but I have one in my past, if you didn't know that fun fact about me. What? So as we finish on this beautiful duck couple, we will start to move into our next batch of photos, which is portraits. Get ready to see a bunch of photos of your girl, because I don't have friends and I had to take some solo shots, which by the way is so much easier to do with the Canon R5c because it has an interval feature, which the iPhone 16 Pro doesn't. So I was getting sweaty. I have a jean jacket in these photos and it was like 100 degrees, but I wanted my jean jacket for, I don't know, Aesthetics, damn, that sounds, I don't know how I like that, but it's true. I wanted the jean jacket for aesthetics, and I was freaking sweating bullets. And I recently got my hair dyed more blue, so I was sweating blue bullets and trying not to stain my clothes and my skin, and yeah, it was a little bit of a mess, but I think the photos came out pretty sick. By the way, soon you'll see that I also did some photos with the iPhone 16 Pro in portrait mode to kind of cover all the grounds, even though in portrait mode I can't shoot RAW and it shoots HIC, HCIC. Yeah, you'll see soon. By the way, if you are new here, you should definitely check out some of my other videos. They're a little bit different of a vibe. I like to make cinematic stuff that inspires people to create. So if you're into it, you're into it. If you're a Voyager, you know it already. But yeah, I'll pop up one of my favorites on the screen right now. By the way, as we go onto this zoom photo, I think that at one-time zoom, when you are really cropping in for the iPhone 16 Pro, it actually performs very well when shooting in RAW Max. It's those little nuggets that the people who muted me a minute ago are missing out on. So if you didn't mute me, thank you. I appreciate it, and I feel heard and seen because you're looking at me. Yeah, let's see. I feel compelled to tell you about my life since I got like 5 minutes to kill. So yeah, lately I have been working on a short film. Somehow Halloween has turned into the time of year that I do such a thing. If you saw Carving Love last year, then you know what I'm talking about. If not, check it out. I'm putting it on the screen right now with another shameless plug. But yeah, Carving Love was very kind of happy-go-lucky. It was a no dialogue short film with pumpkin heads. This one, this year, is dialogue. No pumpkin heads are present, and it's a little bit more stabby if you're into that. But it's still pretty funny, so I'm excited. It's gonna drop on this channel on Halloween. If you're interested in it, hit that subscribe and that notification button so that way you get notified when the spooky, scary video drops. And yeah, it's not that spooky and scary. I feel like I'm hyping it up too much. It's gonna be really short, and it's just a bunch of friends having fun together. I made it with a few friends in the film club, the Central Valley Film Club, that is. And as of yesterday, we decided that we should go live as we're recording, and it's kind of become a trend that we film on Mondays. So we'll be filming again on Monday and going live as we do so. So you should follow the Central Valley Film Club on Instagram. I'll link their Instagram in the description of this video. I always have so much fun making short films. For this one, I kind of planned most of it because I'm a little bit of a control freak sometimes when it comes to things like this. But I think it's really cool to kind of develop a story and a shot list and try to move the plot with framing and camera work, and it really is just such a fun way to get creative. And I highly recommend, if you are a videographer and you know another videographer, or if you just have some friends who would be down, you should give it a shot, because it's a whole different experience from making a wedding video or a commercial ad. It's creating kind of a reality of your own almost, and then getting stuck in the flow as you're creating it, where you might decide to change up a shot because it just makes more sense for the scene, or decide to add a little detail that only you will know what it means and stuff like that. And it's just a lot of fun. It's also a lot of work though. So if you're not really into it, you probably won't be into it, but if you are into it, you can kind of get lost in it and it doesn't feel like work, which I think is the best kind of work. To be honest, I am kind of running out of things to talk about, and I feel like those girls that do the get ready with me and just talks about their life, but I'm like, get ready with me as I edit this at 11:37 p.m. and you look at iPhone photos and I just ramble about nothing. I'm not getting ready. I'm getting ready for bed, yo. But in all seriousness, I am actually running out of things to talk about. So I'm going to talk about my favorite topic to talk about when I don't know what else to talk about: UFOs and aliens. Some of you might be rolling your eyes right now. Some of you might be clicking out, and some of you might be listening even harder. But lately, I have been diving deep into the world of ufology. I've always been a believer, and I've always been low-key obsessed with the idea of aliens. But I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news, but things are happening, and there's going to be another congressional hearing on November 13th revolving around USOs, so unidentified submerged objects, since there's been UFOs spotted coming in and out of the ocean, which is wild to think about. I don't know if that congressional hearing is going to be public like the last one, and yeah, I said the last one in case you were unaware of the fact that there was a congressional hearing last year about UFOs that was public. And I don't know, it's just fascinating. It's a topic that I have always loved. My dad was super into weird Discovery Channel, aliens, UFO, space stuff, and honestly, he kind of got me into it. Oh look, it's now time to look at macros. By the way, when I first used the macro mode on the iPhone, I was actually kind of shook because it really surprised me. I was able to get all up in there on that leaf, and with my 35mm, I wasn't able to get as close, but when I crop in, the detail is kind of the same between the two of them, but I was still really pleasantly surprised when I used the macro mode on the iPhone 16 Pro. Like it caught me off guard, for reals. And with that, that is the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And until next time, bye.